Right, hey guys.
Hello.
This is I always forget what week this is. This is playoffs round one. So there are now only 8 teams remaining in CTL season 9, and this is going to be ALLIN versus Guns and Roaches.
Nice.
Alright, killed that. Let's look at the bracket then for this week. So everything's relatively standard, except for the fact that Jacobus is playing Protoss in set 1.
For real?
For real, yeah.
Nice.
So he was originally scheduled to play Metalcore in a TVT, but then Metalcore wasn't able to make it, so Ninkazi subbed himself. And then Jacobus was like, well, I've been practicing versus Ninkazi, Terran versus Terran for a while, so I'm just going to play my Protoss instead. The stuff, yeah. And then the rest of it's relatively standard. We have Fu Manchu versus Grimly, Terran versus Zerg Gold League. We have a Terran versus Zerg Platinum League, Fruit Potato versus Lumensk. And then the rest of the Guns and Roaches roster is just guns, really. It's Terrans for days. It's me versus Boss Terran in a ZVT. After that, then we have a Gold ZVT, Aquila versus Mimo-san. Then we have a Platinum ZVT, Ein versus Lightning. And then we have a Terran versus Terran between Canary and House Peddler, Acadian versus Dropping Bodies in one of the 3 PVTs of the night, and finally the Ace Match Zale versus Thraxis, again another PVT. So we got Terrans in every single matchup today. You will be happy.
So you're saying I'm going to be useful?
Oh, you're always useful, but you'll be even more useful.
Alright. Oh hey, my cat just jumped up, so
Sweet.
even more useful.
Broadcast.
Yep.
Right, so let's just go ahead and load up straight into set 1, which will be Jacobus' Protoss, which apparently he's good with, but I've never seen it, versus Ninkazi.
I mean, you've played Terran. Have you ever tried just switching to Protoss after playing Terran for a while?
I originally played Protoss, actually, so I was the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back in 2010 when it was whose 4-gate was best. Literally.
Now it's whose mothership core is best.
Yeah. Alright. Oh great, they're both blue. Perfect.
Oh boy.
TV Ham says it's not that Stark has never seen Jacobus play Protoss, it's just he's never seen Jacobus play Protoss well. I mean, you're not wrong. You're just, I don't know.
Kinda dickish about it?
Nah.
Alright, well, starting in the bottom right, we have Ninkazi. And in the top, we have Jacobus, who is moonlighting as Protoss. And
Sweet.
Kitten, please.
The ever-present good luck, have fun, don't die from Ninkazi. It's one of his many things he likes to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. Wow, what happened here? Oh my god, we have... Alright, let's look at this.
Think of the children.
Nah, I'm looking at the chat log. We're not looking at the barracks and pylon stuff.
Make sure nobody is triggered by foul language.
Well, alright, cool. That
I
happened.
feel like that's a that's a low tier joke even for me.
So, Terran versus Protoss on this map. Protoss has a lot of early game options to abuse the terrain, like blinking in, lots of places to hide Stargates, Dark Shrines, especially if the Terran just decides to open the door and let the Dark Templar in. That works as well. But once it gets to the mid and late games, I think this map gets more Terran favored.
Yeah. Especially once you can start dropping, if you've survived all the aggressive options. You can drop medevac drops in on this map can be pretty fun, especially if you can get a good Doom drop in. You can drag the Protoss all over the place. and imagine that for once you've made them suffer as you've suffered.
And Kazi is actually playing Wings of Liberty at the moment with the one racks. What the hell is this?
Gasless, that's
I thought it
living
was
dangerously.
yeah, like I thought it was an expand, but then he sent both SCVs out onto the map, so I think he's looking for a delayed. He either really wants to see what Protoss is up to, or he's trying to bunker rush, but I don't think he wants to bunker rush here as he makes the natural.
Yeah, the command center does go down, so this is a Wings of Liberty. We are kicking it old school just as the beta is about to start.
Kappa.
But it looks like Jacobus is not exactly going for any kind of really fast, like Zealot Stalker, Mothership Core kind of rush. We do have a bit of an eBay block going down, which is always fun to just annoy the Protoss a bit.
Yeah, luckily Jacobus is reasonable enough to not cancel the Zealot in this case, go down a little bit early with that probe, see what's up. And he keeps the Zealot there. Normally you'd cancel this in lieu of a faster Nexus, but when times like this happens, you need the Zealots to really cut down the eBay as quickly as possible.
Although I've seen a lot of people just leave the eBay up and then they try and forgate.
Oh wow! But then Kazi tries to keep it building. Oh wow!
Ooh, coming back.
I think this is
Round
beyond.
two.
I don't know. I don't think that's worth it, to be honest.
It's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't even have his own orbital at home.
Oh yeah, and throwing down 4 racks instead of the usual 3.
This is weird.
Still no gas, so Stim is going to be really late, unless we're going for some kind of just combat shields and the Stim walk of the century.
Yeah.
Or not the Stim walk, you know what I mean.
Marines will find the Zealot out on the map here. A little bit of micro coming out from Ninkazi after he loses the first Marine, decides that it's not worth losing a second Marine. Does take that Zealot down. And he's already building missile turrets. He is really paranoid of the way that Jacobus is playing, which is incidentally completely standard. Just got the Nexus. He made the Robo before the Nexus as he was forced to, but that's it, really.
I mean, if I were in the Terran's position and I knew that a Terran player was playing Protoss this game, I would probably expect an Oracle too, because I know the couple of times I've moonlighted as Protoss. That's exactly what I've done to other Terrans.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jacobus is already at a 10 probe lead this game, basically. Even whilst having his natural delayed, so yeah, I'm not sure if that was actually worth it here. But Ninkazi will be putting on some light marine pressure here, but we can't really expect this to do anything. He's trying to force an overcharge here with this, but that's all he's going to really get done, maybe. And yeah, it's not going to happen.
Very nice micro back by Jacobus with the Mothership Core, making sure that doesn't get sniped, and then using the Stalkers to kite the Marines until they died. And the Observer here at the front sees all this, actually both Observers. They're watching in pairs.
Yeah, and Nkazi, I mean, even with that timing to force out an overcharge, I'm not sure what the follow-up would be, because his gas follow-up is so delayed. He's just building 6 barracks. This is some kind of very strange cheese play, I think.
Literally racks on racks on racks.
I mean, I did this to troll people in, like, 2013, but, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jacobus did have the overcharge ready, as he didn't pop it the first time, and he misses a couple of force fields there, but, I mean, the unit's lost tab right now. It's so in favor of Jacobus. This is, I don't know how Ninkazi expects this to work. He's just rallying Marines across the map. I guess he's getting +1 for them now, but, I mean...
And Jacobus is actually going for the Templar Archives, so we're gonna probably get Storm really fast as the AoE of choice. I mean, I kind of would like to see Colossus, just since we know that there's only Marines, and Colossus would be kind of a quicker way to end that, but Storm works fine too.
And Jacobus has scouted the mass 6 racks here, and... oh no, this is a lot of Marines from Ninkazi, and I think that Jacobus really needs to get that Colossus out. And I think that would have been a better choice here than Storm, but Ninkazi
Yeah.
just seems to be just rallying Marines across the map, and
Once overcharge runs out, there's 2 sentries, a mothership core with no overcharge, and a stalker. So Jacobus has no army.
yeah, but I think he'll actually be okay here. I mean, he just needs to walk in some sentries and force field the ramp, and Ninkazi can't do anything. And this is a lot of invested in something that can't really do much.
And he still sees the Marines down at the front, so yeah, sentries would be a good choice. The first Templar warps in now. We've got additional gateways on the way. Warp Prism, too, actually.
Jacobus missed his force field though, so all the Marines will actually cycle up here, and this is going to get gruesome. He wanted those force fields to hit to buy time for Psystorm to finish, but that's not going to be the case here. I mean, if the force field had landed there, then Psystorm would be done in time for whenever the force field slate finished, and that would have been a lot of dead Marines, but I guess Jacobus just kind of dies here.
Yeah, Warp Prism goes down, Mothership Core is down. Only, I think the sentry is the extent of Jacobus's army.
Yeah, and this is also Jacobus's, Ninkazi's scouting as well. He hasn't checked inside the main whatsoever. So, yeah.
And that's GG.
That is GG, yeah. I can't understand what Ninkazi was trying to achieve though with that, to be honest, but I guess it works. I mean...
Yeah, it was effective. Really late stim. I don't think we ever saw a medevac.
No, I don't think a starport was even built that game. He got a factory up, but that was about it though. And I mean, if a Colossus was out, which was normally around the 10-minute mark, given Ninkazi's no scouting it could well have been, then that gets completely shut down and his starport so late that he probably just dies to two Colossus all in, so...
Yeah,
High
and
risk, high reward play there from Ninkazi, but it paid off.
yeah, the force fields were really kind of the make or break of that game.
He says Stim and factories and medevacs were supposed to come sooner. That makes a lot more sense.
Ah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Alright, let's load into set 2, which will be a TVZ, the beginning of what seems like endless TVZ for today. And it will be Gold League.
And we're on Secret Spring, which I think I'm the only person sad to see this map go for next season.
I mean, I guess it's entertaining to watch, but no one likes playing on it except you and Canary. Actually, no, Canary doesn't like it either. So I think it's just you.
I'm truly alone in this world.
I mean, they're not deleting it from the map pool, so if you find someone else who likes playing on it, you could befriend them and, like, say, hey, let's go play on this. Best of 9.
Make friends and go outside and stuff?
No, that would be scary.
It would be scary. Well, starting on the right side of the map, we have Grimly, and
Who sucks, apparently. You should have confidence in yourself as well.
little bit of hope there, guys. Come on. And spawning in the left side, we have Fu Manchu.
Wow, the negativity in this series. Everyone sucks now. Okay.
Aw, that's so sad.
Well,
Once a century, lol, as in laughing, or lol, as in I play League of Legends once a century?
I'm gonna hope that's the latter. It might well have been a typo. He accidentally forgot to put the second capital L there, and that makes a lot more sense than playing once a century. So... This map has a very short rush distance. That's the main thing to note here. Your natural is behind the main, so the attack path through this little middle area with these 2 destructible rock towers, it's very short, unusually short for most maps.
And that can work, well, at least in this matchup, for or against the either player, depending on personal preference and how fast you decide to expand, or how greedy you want to be, and that kind of stuff. Because I've been rushed and people have gotten in the front door. We've casted games where people have broken down the front door, and there have been times where I've abused it just as much.
Yeah, as soon as you get in the front door, surprise, you're in the production of the Terran, and it's instantly very terrible, so you really have to lock down that defense at the front as the Terran player here, because there's no secondary line of defense unless you build like a literal second line of defense behind this barracks, but a lot of effort.
Yeah, that is. Be a lot of supply depots for somebody to Baneling bust or Roach bust it down.
Oh, the gas steal from Grimly. That's interesting. I wonder if he's going to cancel it and move the drone around. See what's going on later. Yeah, he is.
I do hate when people do that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
like,
pretty annoying.
Please leave the base. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we do have a Marine coming out now for Fu, and he is going to be able to shoo this guy away. Is he going to try for the gas again? He is. That's annoying. You need 3 Marines to be able to kill this geyser before it builds, so I wonder how much Grimly's going to commit to this, whether he wants to see whether this SCV was actually building a command center, or whether he's just going to let this finish.
If you do let it... Oh, no, it's gonna be last sec... Oh, and for the retake. This is where all the action is.
This one gas geyser. Yeah, the Reaper of Fu Manchu does now arrive in Grimly's base, and he's going to have a look around, see, oh, hey, you've taken gas, be a bit annoying. Grimly's actually mined more than 100 gas here as well. Gets a drone kill, that's nice.
I guess all the attention would have been back at the extractor.
Yeah, I think so. That probably explains why there's 150 unused gas from the Zerg player at the time being, but I'm sure that'll go into Zergling speed relatively shortly here. Or maybe even a fast layer.
Yep, looks like we got a couple more Marines on the way in the factory. Now, with this gas being taken, it's going to be kind of difficult to go for any really fast Banshee, or if you do try and push the Banshee out, you're certainly not going to have Cloak.
And it will be a Roach Warren for Grimly, going down around 30 supply here. Pretty fun build, to be honest.
Oh, and that's all the way at the back, too. That's
Sneaky.
actually going to be hard to scout, because usually the Reaper... Well, the Reaper can get back up in there sometimes, but usually you're more concerned about poking the front and doing damage to the main production than to go all the way into Zerg territory.
Grimly has, though, misbalanced his economy a little bit if he does plan to do a Roach Rush. You don't need 9 drones and gas for this kind of a Roach Rush. He's mining 360 or so gas a minute, which is enough for around, what's that, 12, 15 Roaches a minute, and we don't even have the mineral income for 10 Roaches a minute, so I think maybe 3 drones, maybe 4 or 5 drones on gas, and the rest on minerals would be more appropriate here, but either way, he is going to be Roach Rushing here into what will be a Hellbat Banshee Marine timing. And I've always found that proactively building Roaches is actually quite good against this kind of play from the Terran.
And the Hellions are going to scout the Roaches now. Oh, don't want to lose those. You will want them for Hellbats. It looked more... At first I did think it was going to actually be Hellbats, but there's no armory yet, and... Okay, now it's queued up to be made, and that'll help against these Roaches, but... well, the Banshee will be out as well, so... And there is a drone queued up at the 3rd, so this could kind of set the Terran back a little bit, or at least prevent them from going outside to play.
Yeah, but we also have a Baneling Nest coming down for Grimly as well, so I mean, this could well get very aggressive very fast, but does he actually have any Zerglings to make Banelings with? Yes, 2.
Does he have wing speed?
No.
No. So, slowlings and banelings.
Yeah, I mean, Grimly is getting some reasonable amounts of damage done here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get up into the main of Fu Manchu, and yeah, the Banshee will push this away. The Hellion's giving chase, actually. I think all these Roaches might fall.
Uh-oh. Yeah, especially if they're lined up like that, the Hellion splash damage and the Banshee can chase this down pretty well. But that went better than I thought it would. I kind of expected Fu Manchu to take a lot more damage by going down the ramp, but now that the Banshee's out, you can push the Roaches back.
Yeah, there's the Hellbat transformation. I'm not sure if this is going to work out for Fu Manchu though. There's a lot of Roaches here. 2 of the Hellbats evaporate instantly, but Grimly is going to retreat back to his queens, and Fu Manchu is going to have to drop the cloak on that Banshee, otherwise he's going to lose it.
Yeah, I know in my own personal experience, I prefer Hellbat pushes with at least a medevac or 2.
Yeah, that does help.
Banshee.
I guess it's stylistic though. I guess it depends on. I think I've seen both, and I think both are equally good. Just depends what you want to get done. The medevac hits a bit earlier.
I've seen Hellbat Banshee work really well in the hands of Maru and Innovation, but for me personally, it's always just never really worked out the same, and so I haven't made as much use of it.
Working out pretty well for a Terran-full Fu Manchu as well, though. I mean, this is a lot of pressure he's putting on right here, and he's transitioning back home. He's got a 3rd CC built on position. He's getting his extra factories up, so we will be going into a mech follow-up here. And meanwhile, Grimly, he does have his 3rd hatchery up to the top area, but it's completely cut off by Fu Manchu's pressure, and I don't think that there's any way for Grimly to really use this.
Yeah, I actually like this push. The Banshees, they can just kind of go to work on all of this technology that's out in front of the Spore Crawler. I mean, yeah, you could go and just kill the Nexus, but at this point, Grimly's completely pulled up in his base.
And there's no queens. There's absolutely no anti-air to contest these Banshees. There's just the one Spore Crawler in the main. And there's one in the natural as well, but these Banshees are going to absolutely go to town. I don't think they can contest this Spore Crawler though, but,
no, but
they can sit and kill the upgrades.
Yeah, they can take out the upgrades, the spawning pool. That's a lot of damage, and it's got to be pretty demoralizing too to sit here and know that you really can't handle the cloaked units in the air.
Yeah, this is such a demoralizing thing, like you said. But the Hydralisk Den is going to be popping very shortly. Grimly has got a few queens coming as well. He's got an Overseer. He'll be able to defend this.
Yes. I wonder what would happen if Fu Manchu targeted the lair during all of this with the Banshees.
Yeah, I do think if he had been in this situation a few more times and been able to analyze if he could kill the lair, killing the lair is a really nice thing to do because it stops you building Overseers, right? So then there's no mobile detection for the Banshees, which is really helpful for killing Banshees because they can dance around Spore Crawlers quite well. But yeah, it looks like, is Grimly gonna push this back now with this queen? Needs a few Hydras to pop, but I think he's gonna be okay. Oh,
First Hydra pops now. Ooh.
How many kills does this Banshee have? This Banshee has just 1 kill, but it's been so annoying. I guess the other's got a lot more kills. The unit's lost tab is in the Terran's favour. But Grimly has stabilised, but his economy is arguably in shambles. He does have a saturated mineral line in his main, but his natural is half saturated and his 3rd is completely unused. Meanwhile, Fu Manchu, he has his 3rd base is up and running, getting those gas geysers. He needs the gas geysers to be set up in his natural, ideally, as well. But his main is fully working, and he's on 3 factory production with the starport, and he's still pumping out Banshees, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, Banshees have worked well this game. I think I would rather see a tank than
But he's got the cool Thors!
Yeah,
you got the cool
Thors.
Cool. You've got the cool version. You have to make Thors if you got the cool Thors. Like, you just get cool points for that. Why would you build tanks when you could build Thors? Look at this. Got wings, got stars on him.
It's got Wings of Liberty.
Oh my gosh! Whoa! Alright, cast over, guys. Back it up. We're done.
Oh, and I would say this is a freedom march if I ever saw one. It's going right for the 3rd. There is very little here to defend it, and most of it's going to catch fire shortly.
Yeah, the Thor is bringing up the rear, as even though it does have those Wings of Liberty, it can't fly. It's too fat. I'm sorry. Thunders look big in this. Lol, GG. I suck. Comes out of Grimly. Well, I don't know.
We could keep watching the store.
second Thor shows up. So Fu Manchu will tie up the series for us 1-1.
Yeah. Who said that the technology was not here for cool skins? Maybe it was an April Fool's.
I don't like the beta. Soon.
Oh, that's never gonna get old.
Does the magazine on the Thor guns rotate? I don't know. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and load up that replay again. Nah, not quite. But sometime soon we can load up the replay again and watch it. See if they rotate.
So,
Alright, what's set 3? What do we got? It's another TVD, surprise!
yay!
And it's gonna be Fruit Potato versus Lumensk. Platinum level TVZ on Overgrowth. No, it's not. It's not. It's completely not Overgrowth, guys. I'm a liar. Don't listen to anything I say. It's Expedition Lost. It's an April Fool's joke, eh? See, it's April Fool's here. Yeah, see? Oh my god, the subconscious April Fools.
It's April Fool's in your time.
Yep, 25 past mid.
Uh-oh, this is where the fun begins. But here we have it, spawning in the bottom of Expedition Lost. It is Fruit Potato. And spawning in the top, it is Lumix.
Sending his Overlord just to instantly check his natural before flying it across the map to Fruit Potato's natural. I'm wondering why he's doing that.
Maybe to check for proxies, but that would be a really brave proxy. Could be just super brave. To just 11-11 right in Zerg's face.
Be very early as well. He could do he could afford a proxy depot there or a proxy gas, but not a proxy racks yet. Either way, lining that guy up. And Fruit Potato's playing, as we would expect, nothing too crazy like a 9 depot, a Canary depot. It's the 10 depot in the wall off. We saw him go CC first last, so I wonder if he's going to do the same. I think so.
This isn't really a CC first map. The rush distance is just that little bit small, and it's not like a 4-player map or anything, or one of the maps where the natural is in your base, so there's kind of nowhere for it to go.
Getting gasless. Oh, not quite. No, I think it's going to be 15 gas. He's got this command center rallied over there. Yeah.
Yep. So gas just a little bit later than usual. But you'll get a couple Marines out to kind of make up for it. Defend your front.
So, Lumenx, he's gone for the hatch first, into the pool. Will he be taking the gas? Yes, he will on 17, so we'll be seeing likely a speed opener. It could be a fast Roach Warren, kind of like Grimly did in the previous set, but I'm going to go ahead and say that's going to be Zergling speed.
Apparently I'm committing crimes, and the Popo are out to get me. I don't know what I've done. I didn't do nothing.
You play Terran.
No.
Mate, you've made Widow Mines. Zerg police are coming to kill you.
Oh, I've made Hellbats. I'm
Oh,
worse.
you're worse.
I'm the worst
Oh, no.
kind of person.
I bet you make siege tanks and missile turrets and put them next to each other as well.
Sometimes when it amuses me.
Oh, this Overlord is going to fall here for Lumenx. That is unfortunate, as he's only going to have this one Overlord toward the top side to scout in with, and Fruit Potato could well look around for that Overlord if he wanted to.
Yeah, and that also is Lumex's map vision as well. These Lings are going to stay at home for the Reaper that's not going to come. And so no presence out for either person. The Marines can't really go too far from home. They've got to defend the command center.
Yeah, no bunker just yet. So, I'm wondering what Fruit Potato does as a follow-up here. He obviously doesn't really care what Lumex is doing early game because he hasn't built that Reaper, right? So that implies that he's going to get his scouting through something else. Maybe just an early attack.
I'm actually wondering if it's going to be Hellbat, since there was kind of the continued marine production there for a little bit.
He's up to 4 now. He does have the money to throw down the 3rd CC if he wants, but no, you called it. There's the Hellbat. Oh, wow, that's a 530 armory. Wow, that's the amount of...
That's dedication.
That's dedication. That's the amount Fruit Potato wants to win this. The earlier armory, the better, I guess. That's worked for Byung, or who was it? Was it Byung? Byung versus Solar? I think it was. Or he made Hellbat C1.
Oh, that was innovation.
Oh, was that innovation? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it was some Terran.
because I stole his Hellbat build, and it's worked out quite nicely for me.
Oh, wow. Fruit Potato's pulling the boys with this as well. Vespasian has switched over to ALLIN temporarily. Kind of. He has a second base.
This is very interesting. Using the SCVs for repair, I guess, instead of medevac, going for a medevac.
I've seen this build in Pro League, actually, by Byung as well. He'll be running these 4 Hellions across, and this is going to hit real fast. I wonder if Lumex is even prepared for this. He's building some emergency lings now, but
he has 3
that's all
lings.
he's got.
Ooh, this is going to hit. This is... Wait, I'm going to decide right here, right now, how much I like this build. And...
Yeah, that's a lot of damage being done on the ramp here, but these idle Hellions on the natural need to come up and reinforce this, otherwise it's just going to be Marines and SCVs.
Quit slacking, bros. Come on.
Come on, guys. Come help.
Vacation is over.
These guys were attacking a little bit sooner. I think maybe this could have done a lot more damage, but even so, it seems to be doing quite a bit of damage. There's just a few queens left. So many drones going down to this, but...
11 workers have been killed for Fruit Potato. So... damage has been done.
Damage has definitely been done, and he knows he's forced out speedlings with this attack, so I'd like to see Fruit Potato complete the wall off in his natural. He does have the money to do that, so hopefully he sees the threat of the massive amount of speedlings on the map that have killed all his Hellions now. But yeah, 12 workers going down for Fruit Potato, but he did pull 6 of his own, we have to remember, to get that attack done.
Yep, currently it is 22 SCVs plus mule capabilities to the 28 drones now. And oh, don't let the lings in. This could swing the game back around for Lumex.
I think it will. Yeah.
You don't want to be the person that has to run your SCVs into the geyser.
Yeah, that run by, it at least bought time for Lumex to re-drone himself up, and he now takes a 10-drone lead. I really would have liked to have seen that wall off by Fruit Potato. He had the 700 minerals, he could have thrown down 2 depots and even a 3rd CC just to complete this wall off, and he would have been very happy in this game, but as of now, I mean, he's still reasonably okay, to be honest. He's getting his stim out, he's got Banshees on the way as well, he's continuing the Hellion production, but his economy is so much weaker.
Yeah, no 3CC, so this is going to be, I'm hoping at least, more of a 2-base kind of push, probably with Stim and the Banshees and a lot of Hellbats in your face. Do we have any Roaches to maybe help counter the Hellbats a little better, or are we going to go for Lings and Banelings?
I think he's actually just going to go for a lot of Lings and Banelings. It looks like Lumex has just stopped droning at 39, his 3rd is a glorified macro hatch at this stage, and it's just going to be, by the looks of things, Lings and Banelings for a long time. As I say that, he takes 2 more gases, so maybe he just needs his comfort zone of 30. No, he is building more Lings, so I think this is just going to be an attack. I'm not quite sure what these guys are for, but...
Now, do you think that that's wise to cut the drone production like that on 2 bases? Because with both of them on 2 bases, that gives Terran wiggle room if the push doesn't go so hot.
Yeah, I mean, Lumex is preparing his transition with the layer, and I guess that's what the geysers in the natural are going to be for, but his saturation is being weakened by this. I mean, we see he's cut down his drones from 16 to 7, mining on the natural. He is a little bit oversaturated in his main, but I would like to see that being resaturated. But I guess with this amount of Banelings is morphing outside the front.
That's a lot of banelings.
Yeah, this is gonna be
That's
painful.
bunkers now, and maybe emergency eBay is just as buffering. Although, is this Banshee gonna push this entire rush back? No, it's not. These Banshees are gonna roll in, and the door's open.
Door is open. I mean, if the door's open, why do you even need the banelings, right? I mean, the banelings rushing into... Oh, the second door's open!
Oh,
No!
welcome back.
We saw this game last week.
And the boys have been pulled to
Oh, the humanity.
No.
Not like this.
not like this. April Fools.
Sadly, this was played in the past. This was last week. This is reality.
There's just
Oh no.
pink everywhere. It's like the Barbie aisle.
Oh no, poor fruit potato.
Oh, this one widow mine needs to kill everything, and there's already a Ling there to pay it.
I don't think even
it's so
Lumix
sad.
was expecting this to do this much damage. Oh my god, the natural falls. GG, well played.
Eat him, eat him.
Yeah, wow. I mean, that probably would have wiped out the entire natural and the entire army, but I think Fruit Potato could have held in his main. But the double door open.
Oh,
That's like next level from Detner's game last week.
that was the Academy Awards show.
Yep. Well, next up it is me versus Boss Terran. Do you know anything about Boss Terran?
I've heard the name.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the context. I know there are a couple of notorious Terrans that you guys are a little fearful of.
Yeah, there's a few known Avillo type players in this CTL community, and Boss Terran is one of them.
Ah,
Sweet.
well, the cat's on your side.
So we might be here for 3 hours, just as a forewarning.
April Fools. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace. Oh, and it's on Inferno Pools. I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we do have vertical spawns on this map, which might help cut down the game length, but spawning in the bottom right, we have Boss Terran. And in the top right, we have some guy who played Terran last season. Don't know too much about him.
Yeah, probably pretty bad. Wouldn't expect much from him.
We have start guys, and
Yeah, Boss Terran is in chat. He says, "Are you guys ready? Get all your foods. This game will be long." Yeah. Forewarning. So I do get the lucky dice roll that I can scout first with the Overlord, so it's a good opening build order from me.
oh,
me.
sure.
Yeah. So I'll teach it sometime to Zergs if they want.
How to game the spawns.
Yeah, how to be lucky.
If you're gonna do that, why not go for cross spawns?
I have no comment. Carry on. So we are going to be having the 12 gas come down from Boss Terran as well, so we'll be likely a Reaper opening here. His Reapers will be able to jump down this handy little ledge and get out onto the map very quickly in this scenario. Meanwhile, from Camp Me, we have a hatch first.
So, nobody's doing anything too crazy. No 3 Reapers, no 3 command centers. That's always fun on this map. But that's just me.
Yeah, so the Overlord is going to peek his head in, see that there's gas mining.
And
Back
then just
again.
get on out of there.
Yep, that's still a gas geyser, and then that's all I really wanted to see. So I can assume Reapers from that. If I don't see a Reaper around 4 minutes, then it was some kind of something else.
Like hill bets. We're gonna pull the boys again.
Yeah. Boss Terran is walling off as well. Gonna go for that second depot before the CC, because the last time I played Boss Terran on this map, I 14-14'd him. 14-14'd him. So we have a little bit of history, tiny little bit of history. So
A little
maybe
bit of mind games,
maybe.
maybe. You're gonna see the Reaper move out as well, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we're actually getting a second Reaper. Wonder how many Reapers are gonna be made. It's
The
been a
third one
while.
queued up.
Ooh, okay. Usually if you're going for Reapers, it's the 11 racks, 11 gas, because the more Reapers you make, the later your factory, and the later your Hellions, so kind of the later your map control, unless you just get all kinds of damage done in the Zerg space.
Yeah, I mean, Inferno Pools has a lot of room to wiggle around in, so I quite like the High Reaper plays on this map. It's something that I wouldn't have done when I played Terran, just because I couldn't ever be bothered with like microing Reapers well, but players like Boss Terran or Canary from our team or something like that, who are reasonable at microing Reapers or even good at microing Reapers, then I like the higher Reaper plays.
I was gonna say, if you left it at reasonable, they'll be already yelling at you in one chat room or another.
Oh, people yell at me anyway, that's fine.
We do have the third command center going down already, which on this map I'm perfectly okay with. There's a lot of room to work with, and there's a lot of space in between the bases. Although I guess with these spawns, you do kind of have easy access to the Zerg's third from the Terran's position, but if the Zerg takes the gold, then they're gonna have fat stacks of cash.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk in the pro scene of trying to make this map cross-only as well, because...
Oh, I honestly don't like when people start whining about the spawn locations, because
I don't know.
I actually like that this one has all of those options available to you, because it gives you that little bit of extra scouting time and that little bit of kind of metagaming. Is, do you go 3 command centers? Do you edge it a little safer? There's kind of that risk and that planning thing, which to me speaks more to a strategy game, rather than saying, all right, I know this map really well, it's big, but the person is only gonna spawn in one of these locations. It just doesn't make any sense.
Oh well. So my Overlord flies in around the 7-minute mark and does see that Stim is researching, which I was very surprised by, along with a third command center. So will be standard 3cc bio so far from Boss Terran. And meanwhile in Camp Me I have gone for the pretty fast 2-base muter. I've delayed my Zergling speed. Actually went gasless a little bit at the start just to try and get those drones out a little bit quicker. But I've gone and got myself supply blocks at 60. Wow, I don't remember that. Me.
So no Evos, no Baneling Nest, no... Oh, speed's only just starting. Wow, you really want the mutas out.
Yeah, it was a risk, but I guess it worked out in the end. Meanwhile, Boss Terran has split up his Reapers from his Hellion squad, which I do really like. He is going to send those in separately and get the scouts off. He sees that Layer is done. He sees the Spire is hidden in the spot that a scan wouldn't have seen, so that's a reason to split your Reapers off. They don't really have much use at this stage of the game anyway. And he does still see that I am without Zergling speed as well, so that's something that's pretty nice. And he sees that I have the gold base as well as my third here. So, really nice scouting so far by Boss Terran.
Yep. And that was kind of brave to try and take the gas right in front of the Hellions. Oh, that was kind of brutal to watch.
Yeah, too late on the cancel there, so 300 minerals to the bank of Boss Terran there. He is roaming around with 8 Hellions here, just denying creep, being generally annoying as you would with the Reaper Hellion squad. Behind all of this back at home, he's actually already got his turrets set up well ahead of time. Putting quite a lot of turrets actually. Putting up to 5 turrets, and he's got the 3 bunkers set up in his natural as well, so he's well prepared for anything.
Yeah, and I think the extra turrets are good since the additional racks is actually only just finished, and I think these are the only 3 racks. Yeah, I think around nowish you would kind of want your 5 racks by now, but we only have the 3, so yeah, definitely having the turrets, especially if you know that the mutas are going to be out soon.
Yeah. So he did get a lot of Zergling kills there from his Hellion squad, which is, I believe, still at around 8. Yeah, 8 Hellions, so... you see Tater do this sometimes as well, so that's pretty cool. It's really good at killing a lot of Zerglings. So something that isn't in my production tab right now, which I would really have liked, is Baneling speed.
Yeah, I see why.
Yeah.
That's that Reaper. Oh, Scout of the Century.
Yeah, so the Reaper sees what's up, and Boss Tyrant already had these 3 bunkers set up, and he's not skimping anymore. He's got another 3 bunkers as well, so...
Ooh, yeah.
See how this goes.
To kind of protect that side, yeah, because even if you do kind of bunker up the front, there's a lot of space in the natural to kind of go around, and that is a lot of gold headed.
Go, Banelings, go! Go! So how much damage are these guys going to get done? The initial bunker line was killed, but so many more bunkers from Boss Terran, and he's got the Marines set up well. And his Stim 1-1 combat shield's going to be lined up nicely as well. Yeah, Baneling speed would have been nice there, huh?
I like how the Banelings just kind of got halfway up the ramp and then said, nope! And waddled off. But you're double expending, so that's nice. Terran is just taking the 3rd now at 12 minutes, which you start to feel it right about now, and you kind of want to establish your 3rd safely. We see turrets going up and a bunker. This 3rd, I know I've had trouble with this 3rd because Zerg will just kind of keep wailing on it.
Yeah, that's going to be the game plan for this game as well. I have no evolution chambers in sight. I'm still effectively on 2 base economy. Boss Terran is well ahead in the worker count and the economy count. So, first all-in doesn't work, I guess keep all-inning, right?
Yeah, I've been at the mercy of those games. At first you don't succeed. Try some more. And Boss Terran actually has mostly Marines out, so if these Banelings get hit, which at this point I think there's more Banelings than Terrans, that can be pretty devastating, and you don't want to see a lot of Banelings when you only have Marines. Oh, and the command center! This is just ode to humanity of the game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 1 muter left though, and I believe, yeah, the turret did actually kill the final muter there, so there's only Lings and Banelings left here, and there's actually only 1 Baneling currently on the mat, so... It was a very nice aggressive push by me, but... follow-up was quite weak.
How many Banelings, I don't even know if I want to know, does it take to just one-shot the command center like that?
I think it's, let's see, 1,500 health, 15, 18, like 18, roughly? Maybe 17?
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to just right-click on bases. That's still in my research.
It was a bold move.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because I have had games where I just right-click on the base and I'm like, yeah, killed the base, but then you kind of don't have any Banelings left over. So, also don't have any money to build muters either, because I had to replace all those Banelings, so I only have now 4 muters coming out, so this drop, even though it's only got a few Marines left in it, is being a real pain, and is allowing Boss Terran to resecure his own 3rd, so I do have vision of that.
And it is being taken at the gold, which at this point, as a Terran, if you're still on 2 bases here, more like a base and a half, because the main will have been mining for so long, you really want to start getting the economy going. But I have a question for you. Where are your Evo chambers?
I still don't have them. I'm in the interest of just making Lings and Banelings and winning the game at this stage. I figured that I knew my upgrades would be delayed for the first timing, but I assumed that would have either won the game or lost the game, and because it didn't, I figured it was just too late to even bother trying with upgrades.
Ah, I see. So
and
this is kind of...
I have seen Life win against Innovation. He was 0-0 versus 2-2-1, so... It's
so you're channeling the spirit of KT Life right now?
Oh, every game.
Every game?
Yeah. But Boss Terran is stimming forwards onto creep, and he will be able to set up this really nice position, cutting off the main and the natural from the third base. Not yet sure if it should be the gold you take or the other third base in this position. I haven't played Inferno Pools enough to realise, but either way, once Terrans get this deep on creep, it gets icky.
Yeah, I've seen from Zergs both about equally, to be honest. As far as which third they take. Either way, it's a lot, I feel like it's a lot more spawn dependent rather than composition or anything along those lines.
Yeah, but this game has been pretty intense. Both players have kind of just sort of stopped at a very low economy and are just rallying units across the map at each other, but I think I probably overextended a little bit there off creep, getting a lot of banelings killed for free. I do still have 12 banelings in the back somewhere, but Boss Terran is still once again pushing across the map very aggressively.
Yep, and this is an upgraded Marine Ball. There are a couple of latent Widow Mines just hiding. The splits are gonna have to be good, but uh-oh, is this just nope? That's GG. I was gonna say, is this gonna be both of you kind of overextending back and forth?
Well, if we look at the units, I had 1 Muta and 7 Lings, so yeah. Even though the supplies are relatively even, the army supply is 52 versus 18, so yeah, well played by Boss Terran. I certainly didn't expect the bio. And I also didn't expect to forget bailing speed. That was the pro tip, guys. If you want to do a bailing speed all-in, buy bailing speed.
The mind games. Think of the mind games.
Yeah, so well played by Boss Terran, and Guns and Roaches will go up 3-1 for this week. We got next. Set 5 is another ZVT, of course. Aquila versus Mimo-san on Varney Research Station. So let's load on up into that.
Alright. Checking chat. Making sure I don't need to be banned or something.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah, I still can't tell if I should have right-clicked on that CC or not. I'm not sure. I've watched that game a few times now, and yeah, I don't know. Try that in future.
Oh, we have hearts, so
nice.
we're gonna have niceness and happy things.
Pros of being in Gold League. Now seriously, when you start a new account and you're like going up through the leagues, Gold League and Platinum League was so nice in comparison to when I got my account to Diamond League. Like people would actually like treat me like a human being and ask me how I was and stuff. And
oh, wow. See, I just find all that creepy and I mute everybody because
I find it
terrible,
creepy
terrible
as well.
being.
But I'm like, it's kind of like a nice creepy. I don't know. Anyway, these are players. We have Aquila for all-in, a Zerg in the yellow, the best colour at the top of Varney Research Station, and Mimo-san in the purple Terran on the bottom of Varney Research Station for Guns and Roaches.
Actually, I forget where I read it or heard it. There was, maybe it was a talk show or something I was listening to, or a podcast type thing, where they were talking about kind of ways to describe people, and one of the worst ways you can describe people, at least as far as kind of being personally demoralizing, is creepy. And then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, actually, I can see where that kind of stings more than other words.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess everyone who plays StarCraft is creepy in their own.
Oh, did I tell you I ran into somebody today who actually knew what StarCraft was.
Oh, wow. That sounds creepy.
It's just no, because we were I was doing orientation stuff for work, and somehow got on the topic of sci-fi stuff and me playing computer games, and so she
Oh dear,
asked.
it's all downhill from there.
She asked what games did I play, and I was like, oh, I play StarCraft. She's like, oh, that's nice. And so yeah, that is how I met somebody who knew what StarCraft was in the wild. Yeah, it happens. You can meet people that way.
I had it happen once. I was walking through an American shopping mall with a Protoss shirt on, and some girl shouted "My life for Ire" at me, and I just kind of looked at her, and then I kept walking. And that's the end of the story. I was like, what? But no, you're creepy. Stop, please. Anyway, this game has been your average scripted TVZ. So far, guys, you know the drill. It's a Reaper into a CC, one Reaper into the reactor, hatch first, gasless from Aquila, so we're going to be seeing some Roaches.
Oh. I like going 3 Reapers on this map, and then I like sneaking an SCV right on the outside of the creeps so you don't see it, and then building a bunker in your base, and then being really annoying.
Yeah, luckily Nemo-san is an honorable god.
Not a complete jerk like
Yeah.
me. Hillbats are also kind of nice on this map.
Oh, you do that too?
I feel like any favor of me is just going right down the drain between the Legacy and the Forge, Reapers and Hillbats.
Yeah, and the Twitch chat.
Well, it looks like there's no second gas yet, so I can say that Hellbats are... Well, no. You could still throw down a starport after this and just go off 1 gas. But we see a 3rd command center instead, so it'll most likely just be pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty standard. I do like the 3cc plays on this map, but pro tip to Terrans, stop building it here. It's way too easy to scout as a Zerg, I think. This Overlord over here can just fly in and say, oh, there's a 3rd. Fly right out. I think it's probably more worth it to stick it, even though it's a little bit further away. If you stick it like in the middle of the base, it's harder to scout. I don't know.
I didn't even know that it fit in that corner. There's
Yeah.
some of these maps this season, it's just there are like 2 places in your base where you can stick a command center.
Yeah,
And then
not this
that's
one.
it. Today I learned. I don't think I would build it there either. I've usually just built it right next to the main.
Yeah, so Aquila is going up to the Roaches as predicted, fully saturating, actually oversaturating the natural, which is pretty nice. Move a few of those drones towards the main, get those gases going. Looks like she's going to prioritize the 3rd base though, so being a very economical, oriented Roach opening, I do like that.
So no Roach Baneling or anything like that. Nope, we're going straight into lair. So this is going to be more likely Roach Hydra, right?
It might still be... It's definitely going to be 1-1 Roaches upgraded at least. There's the option of transitioning into Roachling Bane. You can go old school Ling Roach Infester, or you could go Roach Hydra Infester, Roach Hydra Viper. There's a lot of possibilities.
I actually kind of miss seeing Zerg players use infestors. Like, not completely Wings of Liberty infestors, but I think for Legacy of the Void they should entertain the idea of at least giving you guys Spongle back.
I use it still. Sometimes. I think I'm the only Zerg I've ever seen in CTL make infestors and use them sometimes, but...
I mean, outside of Infestor Broodlord, I don't think you saw Infestors used, at least in TVZ, too much, or at least I didn't, but I was a much lower league then, so...
Back in Wings, you'd just be like, why would I make Banelings when I can make Infestors?
Yeah. And now it's like, why make Banelings when I can make a lot more Banelings?
I think that's just me. I don't, everyone else seems just
that was
like
a lot of
Roach Hydra.
Banelings.
It was. I'm glad you think that was a lot of Baneling.
Uh-oh.
I've made
I don't
90
wanna be
before.
proven wrong. I don't feel like being proven wrong today. I've been on a roll.
This game has been pretty passive so far. This is probably the first bit of action we're going to be seeing as a few creep tumors get fried by the Reaper Hellion squad. I mean, there's not really that much Reaper Hellion can do against Roaches once the Roaches pop. Maybe get a run by, but on this map, it's really
Kinda
tricky
hard.
to get in. Yeah.
I mean, once you got in the front door, assuming you could get that far, you'd pretty much have to beeline for the natural and hope Roaches weren't about to pop. Maybe. I've never tried going for the Hail Mary like that.
It's an option. It's risky though, because if it is going to be a roach baneling pressure from the Zerg, then it's quite nice to keep the Reaper Hellion alive, just to kill the Zerglings if they go across the map and kill banelings and stuff like that.
I mean, a couple of times I've Hail Married the Hellions into the third, like if I see the Zerg trying to drone transfer, but that's about the only time, and that's because the prospect of a barbecue is just too tempting and potentially spicy.
You've seen how much this Hydralistan is wiggling. I know we're going full casual cast right now, but look at this. Oh my god.
Ugh,
Let it go.
that's that. You want to talk about creepy? And then it's got that little mouth thing at the front too. That's just
Is
weird.
it a mouth? Or is it just like...
You know what? I don't ask.
Okay,
I'm
let's
sure
just
Sin
let's
will...
stop this sentence right here.
Yes, because you
Okay.
know Sin's gonna be on that.
100% Cinco approves, he says. Oh, hang on, no, that's Aquila's build. Yeah, it is
Right.
Roach Hydra. It is a very Sinistar-esque build. It is literally Sinistar's build, actually. So, shout out to him.
Hey,
Shout out
you're
to
gonna
me
give him
for
credit
coaching.
when he's listening.
Yeah, well, shout out to me for teaching it better than he did that. So meanwhile, from Mimo-san, he's building up a massive Marine Marauder ball back at home, which is really, really nice against Roach Hydra, but I would like to be seeing this factory be producing tanks.
Yeah, if you see more than just the safety roaches, you need tanks nowish, and Aquila has actually been pretty on point with the upgrades, and the economy for her has been untouched, and if this rolls out and all you've got factory-wise is these Hellions at half health, this Marine Marauder Brawl is not going to be here for long. And making the turrets too, especially if you've seen Roach Hydra, you don't really need them.
I'm wondering what Mimo-san
Probably.
has seen. I mean, he's seen the Roaches, right?
Um,
He hasn't seen any tech buildings in the main. He's
No.
seen a spawning pool.
just, there was that scan, I don't know, because the Roaches were in the front and the Hydras were in the back, so I don't actually know if Nemo saw that, but...
I'm gonna assume he didn't, because normally versus Roach Hydra, what you want to be doing as the Terran player is turtling up as long as you can to try and max out, and Mimo-san is actually pushing out on the map here, killing a lot of creep, which is very effective, but Aquila is already maxed out, the 14.
And this could get sandwiched.
Yeah, Mimo-san has to boost, get out of there, stim his way home, and he doesn't really want to be stimming his way home. Oh no, getting cut off.
No, and now that you see it's a Roach Hydra ball, this is when you're saying, I wish I had tanks.
He is triple producing Marauders, which is going to be really nice for him though.
It's nice, but tanks are nicer, and bunkers are even nicer, and this is almost a completely 2-2 Roach Hydra ball that's maxed. And coming for you.
Oh, that is a massive arc from Aquila.
That's a sandwich.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
That's a meaty sandwich.
Yeah, so I think from Mimo-san's point of view, I would have much rather liked to have seen that army stay at home, spend this mineral bank that we have, 1,700 minerals, that could have been put towards some tanks and bunkers, and just sit and chill out until you max out yourself. Then you just flat out have the better army, and that's when you can start pushing back, I think.
Yeah, once the I remember you and I having this talk. It's like once you can hold, if you can hold off the 2-2 push, you can check to see if they're expanding or taking the hive, and if you decimate their army because it just runs into your defense, then you can pretty much just roll out and get yourself back in the game.
Yep. So, set 6, we are now 2-3 versus Guns N' Roaches. Set 6 was a double walkover. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. Nothing suspect at all.
Yep, so let's go straight into set 7. As Aquila's saying, time for the Aquila Canary is saying, time for the real carry to arrive.
And Sin is now stealing your lessons and trying to profit off of them.
I mean, if you want a 9 pool, probably the best. Alright, so this is gonna be Canary versus House Peddler on Secret Spring.
Ooh, and it's a TBT.
Yep, so
Yay!
you can tell me all about TVT.
And I just 888 this map in TBT.
Alright, well it's Canary, so you can tell me all about TVT.
They're hopefully going to be Reapers. Canary better be making some Reapers. But we have spawning in the left side of the map, it is House Peddler. And Canary is spawning in his traditional purple on the right.
So tell me about 888 on this map.
Well, Terrans, when they scout, they're just kind of on autopilot like Canary is. And actually, oh, Canary.
Yeah, so tell me about 888 on this map.
See, what they do is they don't scout. Oh, are you gonna do this in the base? Oh, that's funny. I've never actually thought to go that far. Usually I just build it off by the, third. Here, I'll ping it on the map. Like, over there-ish. But this is funny. This is actually funny to me. Because this is a new low that I'm gonna have to try at least once.
What do you mean a new low? This is a new high.
I mean, this is like proxy oracle levels of dirty. At
Oh,
this
yeah.
point.
So House Peddler isn't opting for the gas first, he's opting for the barracks first. So he's actually going to go 12-12, I think.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say if it was completely gasless, then you're just kind of like, all right, this game could very well go my way in a good way.
You like going against a 12-12 as an 888?
You really need to kill that first Marine, and I think just about every caster has said that you've got to kill that first Marine. That or hope they're proxying Reapers somewhere else on your map. Because I've had that too, where it's like, alright, you proxied the one Rax Reaper, and then somebody's like, well, I did two. And yeah, then it's just like, oh, well, now I don't feel so special. And House Peddler is going to scout this. Now the trick is going to be how close are you paying attention to the SCV count. And you'll see that's a little on the low side.
I think he knows now. He just needs to figure out where is the barracks. Where is that?
Yep.
Yeah, he's putting the
And
bunker
a bunker
already.
is going down. But the thing is, the
Which-
bunker defense is only going to cover part.
The bunker defense doesn't stop the bunker offense.
Yeah, and it only really covers part of your mineral line at any time. Unless you're just going to build it right in the middle of your mineral line. And so Canary is just going to go to work. And I'm sure seeing it just kind of pop down from above is... Alright, see, now that you've got the couple hits on the Marine, you go and you... Oh! Kill it! Kill the Marine. Oh, canceling. Almost
Oh,
losing
that
the
SCV! It's got 3 health! How is this SCV still alive? That shouldn't work.
Ooh, almost losing the Reaper. And we're just gonna watch the Micro Wars.
God.
No, the SCV will die. I was gonna say, if that actually finished up another bunker, that's... And see, now you've killed the Marines, and at this point, you know, you got, as House Peddler, you got one Marine coming out at a time, your economy is already kind of suffering.
Yeah. Where's the factory from House Peddler? You really want to get Hellions out, or your own Reapers, and try and micro better, I think. Not Marines, right?
If you are already going Reapers, but at this point, you've got a Marine, and Canary's got 3 Reapers. You got 2 Marines now, and one of your Marines is at red health. So,
Canary can just sit and camp the mineral line right now.
Yeah, and this is mining time loss. These SCVs, see, they can't really come down because they gotta run away. And you can just keep macroing back at home. They started the factory, got the orbital command on the way, and you just make Reapers to your heart's content. Ooh, you could even keep poking damage onto the command center, or just supply block them. It's just, you know, the tortures. They're infinite at this point.
Yeah. I mean, back at home, Canary's got his own orbital, Canary supply block, so I'm going to highlight this just to make House Peddler feel better. And Canary is also building his factory, so nearly perfect play from Canary, if only he was building supply depots.
Oh, you don't want to quite get the Reapers trapped on that ramp, but the only thing that you really kind of got to watch out for when you're going Reapers like this is, other than suiciding them in,
That wasn't suicidal.
walling off your home ramp. Because if they do finish a factory and they get enough Hellions out, they're just going to take those Hellions across the map. And that's not going to happen this game because that was just a sight to see. Canary says he's always perfect. And I'll let you take that one.
Yeah, I'll say that. So, alright, that puts, what's the score now? I believe it's 3-3. Yeah, we had the walkover, we watched 6, it's 3-3. We have 2 PVTs left, so...
PVTs? Alright, well this is the part where I, eat my words. If Protoss does something unpleasant, and then I can go be sad again. We've returned to the status quo.
Well, let's start off with the Gold League PVT on Catalina.
Loading. Oh, there we go. I always like the Protoss colors when they're saturated. It's all pretty. But here we have it spawning in the bottom right side of the map. It is Acadian, and spawning in the left, it is dropping bodies. And we are saying caps lock is cruise control for cool.
Yeah. Alright, so... nothing crazy yet, no proxy Reaper. Reapers might be a thing that you see sometimes on this map, especially if you're me. Nothing of the sort that... nothing crazy fast, at least, from dropping bodies yet. Meanwhile, from Acadian... again, relatively standard, probably going to go for that gate expand.
Yep, just, keep it simple. Although, simple in this case could be Stargate or Twilight. But no double gas yet, although it could still happen.
Yep, so there's the first gas from Acadian. Will we be seeing the second gas?
And the gas count as the Terran player is something you do want to keep an eye out for, because that'll clue you in as to whether or not they might be expanding sometime soon, whether or not they might be just going for a mothership core, or if they're going for something a little fun and different.
Fun and different. We do like to see fun and different. Hopefully it's not as fun and different as keeping the depot low and letting the DTs walk in there. That's too fun and different.
That's just a party at that point. Acadian's got the nice anti-Reaper wall going for him. That is about as anti-Reaper of a wall as you can get.
Yeah, so he can hide anything sneaky he wants to put down behind that. But I reckon it's going to be just going up to the Nexus first, before any kind of cheekiness.
Yeah, and dropping bodies does scout, but it's the unfortunate scout, so the Nexus will already be down, and you don't get the eBay block.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I guess if you want to guarantee the eBay block on this map, you do what Ninkazi did on his PVT and just send out the 2 SCVs, where you can guarantee it.
That might be just a little too much mining time sacrifice, but yeah, you do want the earlier scout, and you want to see that they're not going double gas.
Yeah, Yeah, so the Reaper does come in for dropping bodies, pokes around, sees the delayed second gas. He sees 1 pylon, 2 pylons, 3 pylons, and a Nexus, so he's happy.
And Warp Gate. And Warp Gate.
Yeah, and the gateway working as well. So you can assume that there's no fast, crazy fast tech. It'll just be delayed tech at worst slash best. And he is going to be going up to that 3 racks off of the 1 guy in gas. Got the reactor barracks. So nice standard looking opener so far for dropping bodies. Just maybe a little bit late on the depot or the CC as he is supply blocks here.
Yep. You want to keep the Reaper alive, at least for maybe a little later scout if you don't want to use the scan and you'd rather have the mules.
Yeah.
Factory down already before Stim even starts.
That is unusual. Normally we see in this matchup the first 100 gas would go to either Stim if you want to play macro or combat shields, and then you could do like a combat shield concussive shell push with Marine Marauder. But normally you see Stim or some kind of tech lab upgrade first, and seeing the factory first is unusual. Maybe for some kind of fast Widowmine play, but Acadian already has the Observer on the way, so he'll be able to scout this and prepare for it. And it will be a fast Widowmine, yeah.
Yeah, and Widowmines aren't as fun when there's observers on the map and they can scout them.
You just need more Widowmines, that's the problem.
Hey, I have nothing against more Widowmines.
Why go only Widowmine?
I mean, when it works, it works.
Yeah.
And you make a lot of people mad.
Yeah.
When it doesn't work, you have no army.
Now you just need more Widowmines. Alright, just like...
Just keep making Widowmines.
Yeah, like 5 factory Widowmine. You haven't tried this, have you? It's really good. Right, just hope they don't know how to build photon cannons. It's really good. Because you can't do anything to beat photon cannons.
What we actually have is a really fast robotics bay. And on this map, this can sometimes go really well if you're going for some kind of 2-base Colossus push, because
yeah,
even with bunkers, this is still kind of choky for the Terran, and you really won't have the Viking count unless you just are psychic and you know this is coming and you only make Vikings and you never get medevacs, but generally you will favor at least 4 medevacs, and so you will have very few Vikings when this hits.
Yeah, and dropping bodies is actually going up to the 5 racks before the 3rd CC as well, so that would indicate that he probably wants to put on a lot of medevac pressure very fast. He might even go for the 1 medevac with this Widowmine and just try and drop it like Flash normally likes to do in TVP, so a nice delayed scout with the potential for a lot of damage thrown in there. But yeah, flying through with that is you don't want to be seeing the first Colossus already out as dropping bodies, and that is the case for Acadian as he's going up to Twilight Council as well, so we might be going for some kind of 0-0 Colossus and Blink timing.
Ooh, that can be brutal, especially with observers, and because you'd have Blink, and you really wouldn't need too many stalkers. You just blink a few into the main to force some of the army out of position, and then you push up the ramp, and then stuff dies, and it's sad.
Yeah.
I do like the observer placement, though, over off the side of the main to spot any incoming drops, because I know I kind of like coming in from that angle as well. We do have a single drop on the way for dropping bodies, so we will be actually dropping some bodies. eBays are a little behind schedule, I think. By the time you have your medevac push kind of ready to go, you do kind of want at least +1 done. But we will see what this gets done. This might be walking into 2 Colossus with Thermal Lance. Oh, we're actually researching Charge, not Blink. What do you think of that?
That to me indicates that, as we see in the production tab, he wants to be going into the fast Templar archives as well, getting that Storm out as well. So these Colossus are mostly designed as a fake out, even though they're obviously very good units to have anyway. It's like, hey, build a lot of Vikings. Like, I'm going into Templar.
And that's actually what's happening, is the only as Dropping Bodies only made that one medevac before switching into Vikings. Only just now getting a second medevac. There is the money to throw down the third command center, which you would want to go ahead and have by now. 1-1 just starts now, and oh wow, Acadians completely faked them out, going for this third.
Yeah, I do like Acadian's position right now, to be quite honest. He looks pretty happy in control of this game. He's already got 4 High Templar out. The scan does go off, doesn't see Templar archives, so Dropping Bodies has no idea. He sees the Robos still being chrono boosted as well, so I mean that says, hey, I'm still building Colossus and I'm chrono boosting them, but in fact he's not. This drop will see some High Templar nodes though now, so
and
yeah.
with that many High Templar, that's not just for feedback.
they're not hallucinations with the feedback as well. So yeah, Dropping Bodies is going to either need a Ghost Academy or an SCV pull pretty pronto, and I think with his third base going down, he's going to have to opt for the Ghost Academy.
Yeah, SCV pool wants to be hitting soonish, but Storm is already done, and with 2 Colossi and 5 High Templar with Storm capabilities, you're gonna have a bad time.
Acadian is rallying probes across the map.
Is this just the proxy pylon?
No, there's like six
No, I
six
see
probes.
them. They're just kind of scattered.
I'm
How
not
many
entirely sure.
observers does Acadian's got? Pylons everywhere. Like Acadian's gonna spot any drop coming for days with all the what is this, SOS levels of observers around the map?
Yeah, anything coming across the bottom of the map literally cannot get to Acadian's base without being spotted. The top part is still a little bit weak, but I mean, that's where all the observers are, right? There's observers there, there are some more probes being rallied up there as well, for whatever reason. So yeah, Acadian can just see everything. You're getting observer per speed? Oh my god.
I didn't know observers got speed.
Yeah, I know!
Huh, today I learned.
It's great. So good.
Wow, like, Dropping Bodies is not going to be able to leave his base. Just look at these pylons everywhere. Granted, now if Dropping Bodies found all these pylons, I'm sure Acadian would be quite unpleasantly supply blocked, but... And this one medevac full of Marines, well, it'll get the cancel on the 4th, but... It's gonna run into 2 Templar and cannons. Marines aren't too hot against that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Has the Ghost Academy actually been thrown down yet? Because Ghosts...
They're good units in this matchup. They are really good units. 100 flat damage, removing AoE and energy and shields. So nice to have, but no sign of it yet, so I mean...
Yeah. And Dropping Bodies outside of these single medevacs has been kind of passive and let Acadian do whatever. Third base is up and running good. Acadian can probably move back out to take a 4th sometime soon and throw down extra gates, yep, which are queued up for production. And if you're the Terran player, if you have an SCV pooled by now, you're kind of in for the long haul. And you'd want the Ghost Academy out by now. And it is about 3/4 of the way done, but you know, allowing Protoss this kind of free reign can come back to haunt you. Ooh, although we'll get some good shots off on these Colossi, and they will actually go down to pretty low health. One goes down.
Might get a second here, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a second, pretty much free Colossus. There's the third falls as well, but I mean, there's also no... Oh, the storms! Oh no, I think this is illegal in 7 states. Ow. Oh.
That was the Terran.
I mean, the ghost killing was, the Colossus killing was fantastic, but ew.
And Boss Terran's gonna scan.
Boss Terran isn't gonna scan, but...
Or Boss Terran, yeah, sorry.
Nah. He's already won.
He's already won, yeah. Dropping Bodies is gonna scan. I don't know why I said Boss Terran.
Boss Terran's on the mind. Is that what you will?
Those Banelings. Yeah. That's just nightmare-inducing. That's what it is.
Yeah, so dropping bodies is down now around 50 supply. Acadian is just marching across the map with a really large charge lot Archon ball. He has pretty heavy upgrades on that. He's got the +2 armor, getting +2 attack, +1 shields on that. Dropping bodies is, well, a ghost. So I think that's too late, to be honest.
Yep, we've got 3 medevacs, although one just kind of walked into a bunch of charge lots. Dropping bodies is going to try and distract with these drops, but at this point, the Protoss army is not to be deterred.
So many Archons, zapping away.
So much damage, and they already have +2 armor to the 1-1 of the Marines, and it is mostly Marines. There's not much here to heal this army once they taste the electricity of death.
Yeah, I mean, the counter drops and dropping bodies are getting a lot of probe kills on the other side of the map, and Acadian has actually gone down to only 36 probes himself, but dropping bodies has been forced to pull his own workers to try and defend this, and it hasn't paid off for him, as Acadian, even though his worker supplies are just barely 40, his army supply is still just barely under 100. Someone has died. Or something.
Yeah, and you don't want to have charge lots in your production line, because then things are going to die as soon as they spawn.
Yeah.
Got this one Templar leading the troops, not doing anything.
Doesn't really need to, there's no one to storm. GG.
Oh, the humanity.
I mean, there's a Marine somewhere. Oh, there we go.
5 more Templar just warped in for Archons.
Yeah, there's 40 Zealots out on the map. Jeez. Wow. Okay, so that puts ALLIN at a score of 4-3. So, because of the double walkover, the winner of the ace match wins the whole thing.
Ah.
Because even if Guns and Roaches win, that'll put them at 4-4 with the ace match win. The ace match is worth more. And if we win, that will put us at 5-3. So
this is for all the marbles.
For all the marbles, no pressure. Alright, and it will be Zale versus the Raxus in the final maps. First map will be Overgrowth, and the following maps will be Loser Pick, with the winner having a...
This is the first time we have seen Overgrowth all match. And I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah. So, the most played map in the pool. I think everyone's familiar with this one.
Yep. And to kick things off, spawning in the top right, we have the Raxus. And in the bottom left, it is Zale.
Yeah, so nothing crazy from either player yet. No proxies of the sort. Maybe some mind games. I have lag.
And the Raxus is already confessing to having a potato powered by a hamster for an internet connection.
I know that feel. I've had that for many years.
I'm trying to think when was the last time I've seen a PvT on this map.
Roaches players are pretty rare in CTL. I'm wondering if we've casted one. I think we must have at least done one. I don't remember.
Like maybe in Gfinity, but Gfinity was also kind of early for me.
Yeah, it was early for me too.
Oh yeah, because you're on East Coast time unofficially.
Yes. I live in the country that the tournament was in, but I still couldn't watch most of it. Weird. So we will be having the gate into the expand and a 15 gas for Zale. Got a probe scout just seeing what's up. He wants to see whether it's going to be gas first or barracks to nothing, barracks into gas, and it will be a 14 gas from Thoraxis. So it's not going to be a fast Reaper, it's going to be like a Marine into maybe a reactor.
Could be that. Reactor for the Hellions, or it could be maybe for the factory, and you get the Widow Mines as well. Maybe.
That's true.
And, well, we do have the anti-Reaper SimCity from the Protoss.
Yeah, this is the slightly more modern variant. If you don't build a full wall but you leave a tiny gap, you can run away more efficiently from a Widow Mine drop.
Ooh, I see. Today I learned.
So where's this gas going? Yeah, it's just going to be for a reactor, actually. So, very anti-Oracle is this opening. So, got 2 Marines into the reactor just in case there's going to be any proxies, then he can delay that reactor and keep building Marines. And he's going to be throwing down the CC on position.
Yeah. And scouting, did scout the Protoss, so you see that there's no units immediately on the way that you need to force a bunker. We do have one pylon going out here in kind of the middle of the map, but it's too far away to maybe be a proxy Stargate or anything like that. It might just be for spotting drops later. If Zale suspects kind of the medevac drop. Although the probe is sticking around, so I could be wrong.
There's shenaniganry afoot. There's no Reaper to go and look for it. That is unfortunate.
No, yeah, without the Reaper, the Terran's going to have no map vision unless the Marines go out to take the towers, but it looks like the Marines are staying close to home.
Yeah, and this is the, it's going to be a Twilight Council for Zale, going down in the main just behind the Reaper wall off. So if a Reaper did decide to be a maid and be thrown in here, it would be quite easy to spot, and also a scan just in the main would see this Twilight Council. So I would imagine it's just going to be maybe light pressure at best, but maybe just a proxy Dark Shrine.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too. This probe is sticking around and that Twilight's too conspicuous.
Yeah, just the 545 Dark Shrine. So we'll have DTs slicing and dicing away at around, what, the 7:30 mark? Maybe 8 minutes?
Yeah, and hopefully Terran's got an eBay up by then.
He is going for his own Widow Mine drop play, so... He has time to build this eBay, right? It's like 7 minutes. If he doesn't throw it down by 7 minutes, then that's starting to get scary.
There is time to build eBay, but I don't know, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking where there's a game recently I played where I was the Terran doing exactly this.
Yeah.
Not on this map, but...
I don't think he will, to be honest. I mean, he saw Zale's fake blink with his scan.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I think I saw the Twilight, but I might have just made my eBay late, but I didn't have an eBay when the DTs showed up. And it was... Oh, and the probe is... That's a dirty. Because the light of the pylon will reach just on the other side, and the DT will go right into the base, so past the bunker. And yeah, the Raxus has been duped.
Yeah, and
extra bunkers are going down.
They are still selling this, saying, "Look, stalkers! Look at these stalkers! Surprise!"
And see, the bunkers are why you probably don't have the eBay up on time. It's just now going down, and yeah, okay, you'll scan, but you're gonna burn your scans trying to keep the DTs out of your mineral lines.
But yeah, the 2 DTs for 2 scans and 2 SCVs. Not sure whether that was worth it, but he does throw down the 3rd base anyway. So I guess it just puts the fear of God into Thoraxis.
Yeah, it's gonna kind of, well, not with that many turrets, so as long as Thoraxis doesn't clear out at least one of these bunkers, then Zale should not be able to go back in. But what I've seen a lot more lately is DTs with Warp Prism.
Oh yeah, DTs into Warp Prism with Blink is something that CJ Hero's been doing in Pro League, and it is brutal. Luckily for Thoraxis that didn't happen to him this game, but yeah, go find some CJ Hero VODs if you want to check that build out, because that is scary.
Yeah, Because then you're running every which way. You're running to chase down the Warp Prism, you're running to chase down the DTs, and you're just kind of running clueless.
Add-on complete.
Does scout the proxy Dark Shrine with this Widow Mine drop.
Oh, yeah. So you can go and kill that. It is kind of out in the open and difficult to defend.
Yeah, he can't know his medevac only has Widow Mines in, which is unfortunate for him. And it does get fended off quite easily. There's a second Widow Mine drop going towards the natural actually, and there's a few units here to defend, but nice reaction time by Zale. This Widow Mine, it might go off on one of the probes in gas, but no, everything gets cleaned up.
There's observers here to spot them even.
Yeah, the second Widow Mine drop does come back in the main, and that does force some lost mining time there. Quite a bit, significant bit of lost mining time actually, but maybe a little bit overkill with the overcharge actually, but either way, very little loss there for Zale as he does take a 20 supply lead around the 10-minute mark of this game. All-in workers.
Meanwhile, the Terrans you kind of have to stay home, because if you pick up your entire army and try and go across the map, then the DTs will come back.
They are ever present as they're being warped into the map once again, just to guard the probe on the watchtower, apparently.
Oh.
What a love story.
It's a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah, even my story was a better love story than Twilight. God. Ugh. So, what is Thoraxis doing for the rest of this game? He just needs to land this third CC sometime soon, and he's trying to put some more pressure on with this time Marines and Marauders. I wonder if he's going to drop and kill this pylon. Yeah, he will. That's going to spot any more drops that go past here.
And the DTs have kind of done their job. Zale's got a third base up, it's saturated, there's a Colossus out. A lot of Chrono being saved up. And a lot of pylons going down.
Yeah, Zale's just going to go attack. He hasn't taken any of the gases in his natural. He's saved up all the Chrono boost, like you said, and is just going to be thrown into warp gates from here on out. A little bit over-probed in his main, to be honest, but I mean, I guess we can forgive him for that. Here's the explosion of gateways.
Yeah. The Rexus is moving out, and we'll try and take the watchtower, and there's nothing worse than having a DT sneak into your army. Taking kind of the aggressive third.
I don't think I've ever seen this versus Protoss.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, either one is kind of prone to proxy pylons and like warp-ins, but at this point, Thraxis does need to
get
something set up. Yeah, he needs to get something set up to kind of bring the economy back up to speed, and needs to get damage done. 3 Colossi out. Zealots are, they don't have charge quite yet. Although this army's gonna completely chase it back. I don't know if I would really go far beyond the Nexus cannon, but Thraxis was pushed back quite a bit, and I guess...
Yeah, Zale's just going to wait for Blink, and then I think he's just going to go attack, to be honest. I mean, he still maintained this 20 supply lead from his failed DT pressure. I don't know how he managed to pull it off, but worked out well for him, and these DTs on the tower are going to see this massive Dune drop heading towards his main. He already has a squad of Stalkers, actually a very significant squad of Stalkers there to stop this from blinking in, and this is going to get real awkward for the Raxus real fast, because there's an army out on the map to stop this from blinking in as well. Or leaving. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's not going to go well.
Hey, this is awkward.
And he gets a Colossus, but...
Oh, and...
Blink finishes. Is he going to blink after? No.
No. The Raxus probably shouldn't have stuck around for that, but... Zale is going to...
Vikings!
There are too many Colossus out to be landing on Vikings.
Oh no, Thraxis' army is just all over the map, and his macro is all over not happening, and this just kind of fell apart pretty quickly in the macro game for Thoraxis. He started trying to apply pressure with drops, and apparently couldn't keep up with it, or something like that.
Yeah, Zale might have been briefly confused by the lack of normal third, but that was a death ball in all its death ball glory, and it was coming from.
Yep. So we will go into set 2, which will be on Varney Research Station. This is Thoraxis' pick. I imagine Zale would have vetoed Inferno Pools or maybe Secret Spring, likely Inferno Pools. We will load up into the set 2 of this best of 3.
Alright, and Thoraxis could still make the comeback and it would steal the victory. But if Zale wins this, then it closes things out for us.
Yep, Thoraxis needs both of the next 2 maps. Zale needs one of them, so less pressure on Zale, but it's still the ace match that, yeah, pretty damn significant.
But here we have it, spawning in the bottom, it is Zale, and spawning in the top, it is the Thoraxis. And we're on the Bonnie Research Station. I had a thought and then I forgot it. I hate when that happens.
Hopefully you remember it. I'm sure it was worth hearing.
It was something about PVT. And nope, it's gone. Like the wind.
Thoraxis very nearly went for an 8 depot there before he remembered to build the SCV on 9. I wonder if he was considering something like that in map 2. It's a ballsy move, but we'll be going for that depot on 10 instead, along with the pylon on 9 for Zale, so business as usual for our players so far.
Yep. Thoraxis is building the depot over by the mineral line rather than getting vision at the ramp, so it's a good thing that Zale is not cannon rushing or proxying gates or anything.
Yeah, she was in-base proxying then, that wouldn't have been scouted by the depot.
That probably wouldn't have been scouted at all unless the Terran was going CC first, but at that point it might have been a little too late.
Yeah. CC first has gotten pretty popular in, over the past few 12 months or so, so not unheard of to see these proxy gates come out from Protoss, but will not be the case this game as we just have the singular gateway, gas on around probably 15 supply, maybe 14 supply actually looking at this. And the probe scout coming in just to see, hey, where's your barracks at? Cool. Maybe I'd like to see him stick around a little bit and see if there's gas been taken or not, or whether this is 1 rack's gas or 6 band, but I guess he's seen enough to satisfy what his build order needs to know.
Yep. And probe looks like it's just going to go straight home, so it's not going to stick around and proxy a Stargate or anything like that. We don't have the gas for it anyway.
They are being a merciful god.
Yep, a very merciful god.
Be going for that natural expansion very shortly. Going to cancel the Zealot after he sees no eBay. Throw down that Nexus. Synced up very nicely with the CC of the Thoraxis. So both players will be transitioning into the mid game here.
I don't think Terrans do the... I guess this map pool really hasn't been good for it, but you know the old push where you got a few Marines and like the single Marauder that you kind of trounced across the map to force an overcharge, maybe pick off a couple probe kills? I feel like I haven't seen that at all lately.
I know Flash likes to do something along those lines with the combat shields at the very least. But I don't think... Yeah. It's not Flash, and it is... Yeah, that's... Yeah, we don't see Flash in CTL. If we did, we know something's up.
And Flash's TVP builds are always... They're always something. It's... He does the non-safe stuff, like the command center, or, you know, the command center first into the hidden command center on the 4-player maps kind of thing. It's like the super greed.
Yeah. So, did this Reaper see the Stargate?
It saw something.
Yeah,
so...
it's seen the Stargate. So we'll assume that Thraxis has clicked on that, as I don't expect this Reaper to get out alive here. I believe...
The other big tell is the
Go
lack
on,
of
probes, go on,
warriors.
probes, go on, probes. Go on, go on, go on.
Oh wow, that Reaper has no health. And it hesitated.
That Reaper had 1 health and he might have got away if it wasn't for this meddling stalker.
And oh, this Oracle should do a lot of damage.
There's actually no eBay in sight for the Thraxis. I don't think he's actually clicked on that Stargate.
And the Marines are rallied to the front. There's only 4. Yeah, there'll be enough to stop a Reaper, but okay, even if the Reaper only goes for the Marines, that's still your Marine count to date dead.
Now he sees the Oracle and he sees Phoenixes being chrono boosted out afterwards. So this eBay, yeah, this should have been made way earlier. The turret should be finishing around now, ideally, because he did see the Stargate earlier with the Reaper, but he definitely didn't click on it. Now we know. Luckily for him, there's only 2 SCVs down here to actually kill. So
And they're gonna run away. And 1, 2, 3, 6. There is just enough Marines for now to hold off a Reaper, but Oracle can still do damage. And
it's 2 worker kills. Could have gotten a 3rd with a little bit extra focus fire, but not bad so far. And but the worker counts, wow. Sale already has a saturated natural, and the Thraxis is empty.
yep, and see the Oracle, as long as it lives, it's going to stick around, and once again, very much like the DT's, turn can't go anywhere. You've got to stick around.
Yeah, at least until some turrets get out.
You have to stay near your production facilities, because might just snipe stuff as it comes out. You got to kind of keep half an eye in between your command centers, so that those SCVs don't get sniped. And then there's always the space between your turrets.
Yeah, oh no. Getting another couple of workers there. I think it was just the one, actually, but Oracles can be so annoying.
They can be.
Sale is already preparing for what he saw last game as well, getting the photon cannons down. In advance, preparing for a Widow Mine drop, but he hasn't actually seen a factory with his Oracle. I mean, there is a fair bit of black vision from his scouting, but I think seeing the 3 racks instead of the 1-1-1 setup, you can maybe assume that there's no Widow Mine drops, but I guess he's taking no chances.
I mean, nothing stops you from making factories later, and having the cannon up, it's just a good kind of anti-drop anyways, because between Nexus cannon, the cannon itself, and whatever units you have, it's not going to be as easy as just the usual dropping 4 medevacs into the base and then sniping the Nexus and bouncing. This time we do see the 3rd command center before racks 4 and 5.
Yeah, and Thraxis is actually sending off a very aggressive vibe with moving this across the map, but behind this, he's just taking the 3rd CC, so this is fake pressure, if anything. He's just... Normally we'd say he's trying to bait an overcharge, but here I guess he's just trying to bait force fields. Because you can't really get
there's
up.
no medevacs. I mean, there's only 2 sentries, though, so there won't be much bait for long. Alright, the Colossus does pop, so Zale has a little bit meat on the defense, but prior to that, there was a couple Stalkers, a couple Zealots, and some Phoenixes, and that probably wasn't going to hold that army if it decided to charge up and just YOLO swag or something into the Protoss base.
And you hate yourself for saying that.
I do.
Yeah. Alright, it's immortalized on the internet forever now.
Oh, how could he? Whoops.
Whoops. Mistakes were made.
It's interesting, though, that the Phoenixes are kind of off to the side more as an anti-drop rather than what you would see in, like, a Phoenix Colossus army. I guess Zale must have really been afraid of the mine drops.
Yeah, I think he's just made the 3, just as you said, just for drop defense, and on this map especially, I think every race knows the pain of having stuff land in this natural. It is so annoying.
Yeah.
Even Nidus Worm's back there. So such a pain to get back.
Alright, yeah, now I know the pain. I know that feel now. Secret Spring is also bad for notices as well.
Oh yeah.
A little bit oversaturated on both bases, I think, for the Raxus. You get 26 SCVs in the mineral line.
I mean, it's a nice change from earlier, right? He caught up from when he was like around 12 to 14 behind. So that's nice for him, and the supply counts have evened up a lot since then as well, and both players are now moving out to take their third base, and very gentlemanly way of playing TVP until all the lasers and storms come out and everyone starts getting not gentlemanly anymore.
Yeah, and when you're the Terran player, you probably don't want to be too gentlemanly in TVP, because if you just sit back and let the Protoss macro, then they're going to get the lasers and storms, and then you're going to get lasered and stormed. And it's going to be a little bit unpleasant.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see maybe a little bit more drop action, maybe some pressure on the third to either bait overcharge, or maybe even try and snipe it if Sail can't move down in time. But I think with this one, yeah, you can kind of walk down the ramp, defend it, and then retreat back to safety. Although that's a lot of stalkers over there in the natural. That is anti-drop defense if I have seen it.
There's a full mothership core, a photon cannon, 3
That
phoenixes, 12 blink stalkers with 1/1. What's up? Please drop me here.
That is Fort Knox. That is trying to break into NSA.
Now you're on the list.
Well, apparently somebody actually did try to do that.
Well, they're also on the list.
Well, they met a little bit more of an unfortunate end. So they're on a different kind of list. The Phoenixes have joined up, but I haven't really seen Phoenix Colossus, at least at my level, too much to know how many Phoenixes are typical for that kind of composition.
Normally you see at least 2 Stargates with a fleet beacon and fast range and +1 attack on them, so this is just kind of there just to tank Viking shots for the most part and force their axis to, at the very least, focus fire the Colossus first instead of the Phoenixes. But yeah, for Phoenix Colossus, you'd see maybe anywhere between 10 and close. Some might go up to 20 or so Phoenixes, but that's a little bit more rare.
See, yeah, and Zale has been allowed to just sit back and macro. Got a nice saturation on the third. +2 is about done, or just finished. Charge is on the way. And the Raxus does have ghosts this time, so we do have the Ghost Academy, and there will be ghosts out, but this is a Protoss deathball in the making. And there's 1 medevac for the army, and a lot of Vikings.
That's a lot of Vikings, though. That is 14 Vikings versus 5 Colossus and 3 Phoenixes. That is a necessary amount of Vikings I would like to add to that.
Yeah. But that's also a lot of stalkers, so it'll be up to Blink Micro versus how fast those Vikings can kill 5 Colossus, and it might be cutting it close.
Yeah, Zale is looking for this fight, but I don't think he knows how many Vikings there are, and this is going to be a very close fight, especially with focus fire from Thraxis, but he is going to be focusing down getting those out of the way, then the Mothership Core, so the Colossus have actually had free reign, but Thraxis has done a very good job of keeping his bio very passively at the back there, and Zale aggressively blinks forward there, and he's going to lose a lot of Stalkers for that.
Yeah. Zale retreats back to the pylon, and yeah, pull those Vikings back, and you do. Force fields cutting off little chunks of the army, but also keeping the charge plots back, and
so many charge plots. All of the bio has gotten fried, even though all the Colossus have now been killed. There's actually nothing left of the Raxus on the ground, and that will be GG. So, Vic, 5-3. Not bad.
Bit of an unfortunate end. I mean, I'm the Terran player. I've been on the wrong end of those engagements where you're just like, oh, that's my army. Bye, army.
Yeah, it was nice knowing it. You'll get it again in the next game, I guess. So next week we will be seeing ALLIN versus Relentless Heroes, which will be a rematch from week 3, maybe week 2. I don't know. Either way, we lost I think 6-3 back then, so
Oh,
it'd be nice to get our revenge.
I see. Does everybody have their Chobo Team League fantasy brackets? Do they have fantasy brackets for the playoffs?
Yep, we do. The thing is, no one predicted CT6 to win over Para something or other, so most people got screwed already. So
Uh-oh.
good job to CD6.
All those free internet points.
Yeah. And because we got to the round of 4 now, we're in the semis, I think the other team is Team Unrivaled CD6 and Relentless Heroes All Inspiration, so even if we lose versus Relentless Heroes, we're guaranteed a 3rd, 4th place match, so you'll see us next week, and then the week after, and then that'll be it for casts.
Alright.
Wait, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, it's been fun. We definitely came down to the final game this week, so that was exciting. I was useful. All that Terran.
Yeah, that was a Terran. That was a lot of Terran. Wow. Normally it's just like massive amounts of Zerg, but not this time.
I learned something new about Secret Spring that I'm going to...
Thanks, Canary.
Ladder is locked, and this map's getting removed. That's disappointing. That's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sad. Okay, I'm back to being sad. No more snark.
You can still play ladder. You just don't get any like,
I just have to find
arbitrary
new
leaks.
I have to find new places to proxy my racks. That's all.
I'm sure if you ask Canary nicely, you can both do the build to each other.
Then it's just gonna be kind of like one Reaper versus one Reaper, awkward fighting or something.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to kill the stream off, so thanks for watching everyone. We will see you next week at the same time for ALLIN versus Relentless Heroes. See you guys next time.
Have a good evening, guys.